Okay, good evening and welcome back to Kirby's Adventure, where we're in part 9 continuing on with Yogurt Yard. So let's move on to door number 5, where it looks like we'll be in some woods. Interesting. Who knows, maybe we'll go camping or something. Who the hell do you think you're running at? Get out of here. Okay, so yeah, I was looking for secrets around this door, and I was thinking that you're supposed to say hi in order to find it. I was thinking that you have to search, the upper parts of this room, but I was actually wrong. It's the exact opposite. You're supposed to go towards the bottom and stay low, and then you'll find the secret door. Because there's a secret door somewhere in here. It's not that hidden. It's just that there's a lot of different things. How do I put this? This room is wide open. There's a bunch of different structures to climb on and fly over and walk through. And you see, I was like, yeah, this door looks like the end of the room, but I know there's a secret in here for a fact. I know it's in here somewhere, but it looks like I just fuck up and go in the door anyway. So we'll be having to go back through there and recollect that secret, because it is an important one. I know that. But anyway, you can see Kirby fly through some woods here with a star. That's pretty cool. Looks much better in the Game Boy Advance version, but still looks cool here. So, looks like we've moved on to a building, a castle. Why not take a stroll through inside real quick, see what's going on in there. So inside here, we'll actually encounter probably the coolest mini-boss in... Whoa there, watch it, fire breath. You almost hit me with that. Yeah, we're going to find my favorite mini-boss, who does in fact hold my favorite power in the game. Here we meet the Fire Lion. I don't know his actual name, but I'll know that by the time I get around to Nightmare in Dreamland. I would definitely say he's one of the more tricky mini-bosses too, because he can launch himself at you like that, seeing as he contains burning power. And he just makes, he jumps at you in ways that you wouldn't expect. And he's definitely not hard, but he does have some moves, so you gotta keep your eye on him. And you can't tell because this is the 8-bit version of the game, but he is made of fire. He is a lion with a mane that is made of fire. And the firepower doesn't really seem to hurt him any slower, but once you slay him, you do in fact get the best power in the game. You get burning, you get fireball, whatever you want to call it, you get the best power in the game. So let's go. We've conquered this castle completely. And that was a very profitable visit, I would say. Moving on. We're still in the woods. There's a laser guy who doesn't stand a chance. I don't know why I didn't just take all 3 of those guys out with one fireball. I definitely could have done that. But who knows, the recording curse works in mysterious ways. But anyway, we're still in the woods, and it appears the sun is going down. The sky appears to be turning orange now, and we're approaching dusk. I almost said dawn, but no, this will be dusk because it's been daytime this entire game. And this game does end in the nighttime, in the night sky, to be more specific. So it is actually a significant little detail that the sun is going down now at the end of that door. I imagine we'll... Oh yeah, so we're not done with door 5 yet because I missed that one secret. So I gotta go back in here and, I was being so stupid at this part. I was like, how could I have possibly missed it? I went upwards and everything and I didn't find a thing. No, it's at the bottom, and I was just bursting through this as a meteor. I just want to find it, let's go. And I was like, okay, so there's that door. Obviously, that's the way to progress on further in this level. Fuck losing the firepower right there, and fuck getting hit immediately again after that. Some stupid shit. But, yeah, I do some backtracking here, and I know for a fact, find this secret. Because for all that I have recorded right now, all the secrets have been found. There's nothing I left behind. And yeah, you just, you sneak on over here. That almost killed me. That was a close call. But yeah, there it is right there. That is the secret door. It's at the very bottom, somewhere you wouldn't think to look. And I was very fortunate to get this one done in not that many attempts, because this is something that normally takes a lot of tries. So what you have to do is you have to set the fuse off and then lose your power, get the high jump power, burst through those blocks, and then land in the cannon on time. You can see how pitiful that first attempt was. That's how most of them usually go. But I remember I actually kicked a fair amount of ass when I did this. I didn't even want to try that. I wasn't ready for it. I just lit the fuse. I was like, you know what? I didn't even think first. But yeah, right here, I'm pretty sure is the attempt where I make it, and it was close as fuck. But ultimately, I succeeded. And that's cool. Once you land after the cannon fires you, it lands you directly on the button. So once you found that secret, you have no choice but to activate it. Joke's on you if you're trying to 80% this game. That was a dumb joke. So anyway, that's taken care of, and on to door 6, where I think it'll be sunset. I don't know why it matters to me so much, but that will be a recurring thing for the rest of this playthrough, is commenting on the scenery. I promise. Even if I don't want to do that, I will get bored enough at some point to just start commenting on the very first thing I see. Anyway, there's like a fucking Stonehenge of wheel guys at this part. It isn't sunset. I was wrong. Okay, so there's no continuity with that, but yeah, it looks like I should have gotten wheel power where I just was, but you can run fast enough to outrun all this garbage. And I was trying to be slick and be like, oh, they give you all these rock powers because you're supposed to have rock power for this next part, which seems like it would be true, but it's not. There is another secret in this door that you need to press down one of those buttons that only hammer and rock power can do. And as you saw earlier in this game, I represented the rock power doesn't stay activated when you fall in water. It deactivates and you just turn into regular Kirby again. So, you know, I'm commenting on this secret before we're even there, but it's right here. Okay, so you go in this door and you realize, oh, I have to break those, or it's actually not the button things. They're just 2 blocks, but they're really strong blocks that Kirby can't break on his own. And I was like, oh, you can't get it because you're underwater and rock power doesn't activate underwater. There's the secret, by the way, too. They even show it to you. They're like, yeah, you missed this, by the way, and you have to come back to get this. Well, what would you think you have to do to break those blocks if you can't get the rock power underwater? Huh? Obviously, you have to get the hammer power, because when you go underwater with the hammer power, the hammer doesn't disappear. You can use it underwater. It's a very diverse attack. It's a universal power. I don't know what to call it, but it's a power that works underwater, and that's the only way to get that secret. So I am going to have to find a way to get hammer power, you know, on command, and then come back to that door, because I'm not about to just hunt regularly throughout this game just to find a hammer power. That's stupid. But I do know a place in this game that I haven't quite made it to in the playthrough yet, where it's fairly easy to get hammer power quickly, but we're not there yet, so we'll wait for that. Here's the boss for Yogurt Yard, where it seems like we're underground actually, and we're fighting this guy who's got these saws, I guess, and he's carving his cave through this place. I don't know, it's a really strange boss, but you have to make sure you don't do that, first of all, and you have to make sure you keep up with him. You have to make sure that what am I doing? What am I doing? Well, anyway, I guess this is the point in the game where I started acting weird because I was starting to get bored of the game. But anyway, now that we're back in here, what you want to do in this boss is make sure that you see how the ground disappeared there because he went too high. That does in fact count as a bottomless pit when the ground is out of sight. So you want to make sure that you don't fall anywhere that's too low for you to see, because the screen will not scroll with you. See, like, everything below me now is death. And you want to make sure that you don't get crushed by the other edge of the screen, because it is moving automatically, and it could be difficult. It can catch you off guard, but I don't find that it challenges me too badly, because there are definitely bosses in this game that put me to the test, and, you know, I'll die a few times on them. But that's not to be talked about yet, because we're still on this asshole. And, you know, obviously, you can see I'm chopping him down not too badly. He spits these things out at you that, you know, that's obviously what you hit him with if you don't have a power. And I don't know what power would be good to fight this boss with. I guess just Cutter. The one where Kirby has this little frisbee or boomerang thing on his head, and he throws it, and it comes back to you. I would say that's a pretty good power to fight this boss with, because there aren't many. But by far the best way to fight him is with default Kirby. And as you can see, we teleport back to outdoors where Kirby meets his 2 friends and gives another dance. There you go. See you in part 10.